guys, welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to my WWE 2K GM mode in All Elite Wrestling. That is right, we are back once again for another episode of the All Elite Wrestling GM mode in WWE 2K, and the more I think about the fact this is episode 10, the Fight for the Fallen pay-per-view, I probably should have bought the man who used to be the perfect 10, Shawn Spears, on this episode. Did not think that one through. Everything could have lined up very nicely, but I guess I missed my opportunity. But regardless, welcome to the Fight for the Fallen pay-per-view. And I don't even need to sit here and gas up this pay-per-view. You guys already know, if you've been staying tuned to the AWG mode, staying tuned to the storylines in this series, and you know that this pay-per-view is going to be an absolute banger. And so let's not waste any more time on the intro. Let's go ahead and jump into seeing where our current budget is, seeing how much money we can add on after the views and ratings of last episode, and see what we want to buy before the pay-per-view. And so at the end of last episode, we ended with $41,500 in our current budget. And last episode ended up breaking over the 1,000 views threshold, which means that's plus $30,000, and breaking over 100 likes, which means that's plus $20,000 added onto the budget, leaving our overall budget to spend here today at $91,500. And you guys already know DDJ is a man of the independent wrestler, and so naturally, once again, we're spending $10,000 of the budget to give $5,000 to each AEW Combine participant free agent on tonight's pay-per-view. And by the way, kind of a side note, but I'm very excited to see this match here tonight. Rob Van Dam, the king of the Frog Splash, the 5-star Frog Splash, against an up-and-coming Frog Splash legend in Lio Rush in the quarterfinals of the AEW Combine. Almost messed up saying Combine right there, almost said Quambine, but you know, I'm just excited to get into this match, see this pay-per-view unfold, and so yeah, the Fight of the Frog Splash begins in just a couple of minutes. But now moving on to a huge set of new roster members that we'll be buying as we try and complete the AEW roster pages right here. You can see, by the way, on the screen, we have almost finished and completed the entire AEW roster. But the first set of superstars that we'll be buying here today in the intro is $25,000 spent on Butcher, Blade, and the Bunny. But now moving on to another team that we'll be buying in today's intro, $15,000 will be spent on Private Party. And up next, it is a woman who recently returned finally to AEW Dynamite in real life. It is none other than $10,000 being spent on Chris Statlander. Because, I mean, on my AEW, we welcome anyone from any planet in the universe. I don't discriminate. And now as we wrap up the buying portion of today's intro here, before we begin Fight for the Fallen, we're going to spend $5,000 on Shanna and $5,000 on Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Welcome to AEW. And so overall, our remaining budget in this video is $21,500 to spend in future episodes as we continue to build up the budget. And I know what some of you may be thinking, why didn't you buy Christian Cage? What the hell? You just added him to the roster, why didn't you buy Christian Cage yet? I'm planning something for Christian Cage and kind of Paul White as well, but I don't want to buy them yet. I'll buy them before the series ends, but not yet. You'll see what I have planned soon. I mean, to be honest, I know I said that before in this series when I was like, you know, kind of hinting at someone debuting, but I feel like that turned out pretty well, you know, with the G.O.D that had the little vignettes going on for a little while. So just trust me and stay tuned. And also, while we're hinting at future things to come in this series and eventually season 2 when that premieres, if you've been keeping up with professional wrestling recently and the latest releases in the professional wrestling world, you may know that when it comes to WWE, our competition, there was a pretty huge release recently in the form of a very tranquilo guy, and I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna add him straight away into this series, but he is now a free agent, which means he's now eligible to get in this series, and maybe La Sombra makes his way to AEW Dynamite. Maybe, maybe not. You'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, with that intro out of the way, I now present to you the Fight for the Fallen pay-per-view, the second pay-per-view overall in this AEW Gen Mode series. I hope you all enjoy.
Million ways to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fight for the Fallen here in All Elite Wrestling, and we are kicking this pay-per-view off in the biggest way possible, no pun intended, but here comes the ever dominant, undefeated and unfazed Awesome Kong. And a woman and a beast in Awesome Kong, flanked by, of course, Brandy Rhodes. Awesome Kong was revealed a number of weeks ago before Double or Nothing that she was the first member of the new rendition of the Nightmare Collective, and ever since then she has been plowing through the entire women's division like none we have ever seen before. And then, of course, how we got here to this championship match, Hikaru Shida would officially align herself with Team Taz, with Brian Cage, and with Taz, of course, with his mastermind. And now we have this match, a negotiation between Brandy and Taz, Taz, and now we are here fighting at Fight for the Fallen for the Women's Championship. But speaking of the Women's Championship, here comes the Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida. And over the last couple of weeks, it's been an almost transformation for Hikaru Shida, going from someone who was very upbeat and all about the fans, and now aligning herself with Team Taz and being about that championship, being about herself, being about the checks, and being about the spotlight, being on only one person, and that is her and that championship. And we saw this past week on Dynamite on an episode of The Waiting Room with Britt Baker when Hikaru Shida and Awesome Kong were the special guests, of course, before Awesome Kong took out Britt Baker in that whole exchange. The final defiant words that we saw before this pay-per-view began, the last words we saw on Dynamite from Hikaru Shida saying, "You've underrated me, you've underappreciated me, and now I'm gonna kick your ass, Awesome Kong." This is gonna be a clash like we have never seen before, and I cannot wait for this one to get underway in our women's division. Awesome Kong, a natural beast in her own right, undefeated and unfazed since joining AEW, looking to continue her undefeated streak and become a women's champion once again in her career. But of course, we've also got the AEW women's champion, has been for some time now, Hikaru Shida, going under this new transformation of her career. Will she be able to successfully retain against Awesome Kong though? We're about to find out. Awesome Kong taking a look at the title, Hikaru Shida passing it over as Aubrey Edwards holds it up. Perhaps was that the final time that Hikaru Shida will hold the title during this reign. This match is about to get underway. Here we go. And Hikaru Shida wasting no time, but look at the Awesome Kong. You're not going to get it down that easily. But again, another fight back by Hikaru Shida, a woman who said it doesn't matter about the size, it's about the size. Oh, wait a second, nice counter there by Hikaru Shida again. And now going for a neck breaker and takes down Kong. But of course, you don't keep Kong down for very long right there. She gets straight back up. This is going to be a fight. Now the Irish whip into the corner here by Hikaru Shida. And wait a second, look at this, slamming Awesome Kong into the turnbuckle right there again and again. And so far for Hikaru Shida, she has been doing great against Awesome Kong. Perhaps the kryptonite to Kong was Hikaru Shida after all. And I mean, that's the thing when you join Team Taz, it isn't just about status, it's about the training and, you know, the mastermind of Team Taz, the mastermind of Taz, a wrestling legend, the strength of Brian Cage. Gotta imagine that the training camps that Hikaru Shida's been going through in recent weeks have really helped her improve as a competitor. But also you got Awesome Kong, she doesn't need training camps, she's just naturally a beast in this business. And look at this Boston Crab using a weight, but again Hikaru Shida flipping it and reversing it. Oh, wait a second, nice counter there by Awesome Kong, a right hand, and now this is where Kong goes to work, using her strength to her advantage and just dashing Hikaru Shida, now slamming her into the ground. Now Kong, oh my god, using the strength and just the size right there, the power of Awesome Kong to slam down on Shida, and Shida may have had the wind taken out of her right there, but a big boot caught her flush on the side of the face, goes for the clothesline, doesn't take her down, and now she gets caught with the power bomb. Now Kong going into the first cover of this matchup, but you're gonna have to do more than that to take that women's championship from Hikaru Shida here tonight at Fight for the Fallen, the second pay-per-view in this AEW GM mode series. And what a card we have on show here tonight for you. Right now, it's not about the rest of the card, it is about this women's division clash right here, which really is going to set the tone for the women's division to come over the next summer months. And Hikaru Shida doesn't quite connect with that clothesline. But when you look at the rest of the women's division, these are really the two titans of the women's division. You got the long reigning champion, the ever-skilled Hikaru Shida, and the new up-and-coming beast that is Awesome Kong, looking to continue to be undefeated after tonight. And I mean, if Awesome Kong goes ahead and wins, I just don't even know who is going to stop her. Now Kong, wait a second, she's looking to fly here with the splash, but no, the double knees, and that could have been crucial in this championship match. Now Hikaru Shida bouncing off the ropes, oh, and she doesn't take her down again. Again, you need more power to take down a beast that is Awesome Kong. You need a bigger maneuver, Hikaru. And again, here we go, Boston Crab turning her over, and now Hikaru Shida has nowhere to go. The ropes are some way away, but again, managing to flip her over. You can tell that Hikaru Shida hasn't been missing leg day on the lead up to this matchup, and now running into the corner here. No, does it connect again? And look at this, Awesome Kong is feeling it, getting the crowd behind her, although I don't know how much of a fan favorite she is in comparison to Hikaru Shida and the popularity that she holds over AEW. Although really, I mean, I appreciate the fans here at AEW, the people who tune in week to week to my AEW Dynamite, but but I think Awesome Kong simply doesn't give a damn about the fans here in AEW. She is out for one person, and I mean I guess two people, just a Nightmare Collective, and look at that maneuver right there. A woman of her size should not be able to fly and be as agile as she is, and now she's looking to fly again with, oh no, double knees by Shida. Shida, you can clearly tell that she is physically spent, and surely it is only a matter of time before this is all over, although that clothesline rocks Awesome Kong. Now the uppercut right there, and again, continuous uppercuts, and look at this is just turning into an absolute slobber knocker of a match to take something from good old JR, and now Hikaru Shida again. Now hang on a second, Hikaru Shida surely can't get this hooked on properly. She gets it about hooked on as she possibly could, but of course the size advantage of Awesome Kong not allowing her to wrap her arms all the way around the massive neck of Kong, and she turns the tide again. Now Kong saying it is game over for Hikaru Shida and her AEW Women's Championship reign, and what the hell is this, just throwing her to the outside of the ring. Now Awesome Kong right here, oh my god, what an uppercut, taking down the Women's Champion, and what the hell is this, oh my goodness, slamming her into the barricade, and the referee is on a count of 6, but Awesome Kong is just on a warpath right now. It looks like she doesn't even give a damn about the championship anymore. This is about taking out Shida and sending a message. And there it is, there's the count of 10. Aubrey was just double counted out both these women in this championship match, but they're still brawling. I don't think they give a damn. You see both these women in the backstage area. Oh my god, Kong throwing Shida straight into the wall right there, straight into that brick wall. And oh my god, Kong is still not done. What the hell is, oh my god. Hikaru Shida successfully retains the AEW Women's Championship via double countout, but Kong was clearly here to just beat the hell and lay out the champion backstage and won't stop stomping on the hell. Awesome Kong gonna throw Hikaru Shida straight into that scaffolding, and oh my god, Kong is not done with the AEW Women's Champion with a suplex on the concrete floor. Look at this, Kong is lining up Shida in the corner of the parking lot right here for only one move. Awesome Kong with the power bomb, the sit-out power bomb taking out Shida. Awesome Kong with the sit-out power bomb laying out the AEW Women's Champion. If there was ever a way to send a message, this was the way. And well, with that event, with that attack of Awesome Kong taking and laying out the AEW Women's Champion, the show must go on. We'll have an injury update on Hikaru Shida later tonight, but right now it is time for the triple threat ladder match, the triple threat tag team ladder match for the AEW, the vacant AEW tag team championships that were vacated a number of weeks ago by the injured Jurassic Express. And of course, very similarly to how Hikaru Shida was just attacked backstage, apparently it's just a whole freaking pandemic of this stuff, because the G.O.D were the ones to attack and take out the Jurassic Express a number of weeks ago, and that's how we have this match on our hands now. And of course the Young Bucks making their way to the ring in another ladder match, another match here in AEW, and one for those tag team championships. And I'm sorry if my commentary is a little bit all over the place. I'm still trying to wrap my head around what we just saw. Awesome Kong making a statement in attacking Hikaru Shida and laying her out backstage, but right now we've got an absolute banger on our hands in this triple threat ladder match, and I can't wait to see who comes out of this one with the title. And honestly, if you're a betting man or woman, you'd be pretty smart to bet on the Lucha Brothers, Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr., one of the very best tag teams of their respective generations, one of the very best tag teams of all time, and a team who is very, very good when it comes to ladder matches in the professional wrestling world. SCU, here comes SoCal Uncensored, of course 2/3 of them in this tag match, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. And even though Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels may be the oldest members of this tag match right here, they certainly have the experience factor to go all the way and leave tonight as the new AEW tag team champions. Although with that being said, it was in a bit of an exhibition tornado tag match this past week on Dynamite. It was the Lucha Bros against SCU, and of course Lucha Bros coming to this match with the most momentum after beating Daniels and Kazarian. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, and Rey Fenix wasting no time going straight after Matt Jackson in this ladder match right here, and now Kazarian with the back suplex, Hurricane Rana by Rey Fenix. We're off to a hot start in this one right here in this triple threat ladder match for those vacant AEW Tag Team Championships. And I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that the Young Bucks had an interview with Renee Paquette on Dynamite, where essentially they said, hey, this whole Jurassic Express situation, it sucks. We wanted to be the ones to take them titles off them, but it's just not how the cookie crumbled, unfortunately, due to the G.O.D's interference. And And also speaking of the G.O.D, Renee Paquette tried to get it out of Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson in that interview. You know, what's the status with you and the Bullet Club? And the Young Bucks essentially said, hey, when we said Bullet Club was for life, we meant it. But then she tried to dig a little bit further and she tried to, you know, are you guys in this new rendition of the club though with Tama Tonga Tangaloa and Kenny Omega? And the Young Bucks kind of just said, we refuse to answer right now, you'll have to wait and see. So I don't know what that means, I don't know what this developing situation is with the new Bullet Club, with the Young Bucks. But if I'm Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, I'm watching my back this entire match. And by the way, Frankie Kazarian, speaking of him, he's at the top of the ring right now, he's at the top of the ladder, but now Nick Jackson slammed him down with a powerbomb, not allowing him to retrieve the titles. And of course, you know, a couple weeks ago on Dynamite, as there's a nice kick, a nice enziguri to the back of Pentagon Jr. by Nick Jackson, and he just goes to town on him right there, taking him off the top rope. And now Ray Phoenix, wait a second, look at him, oh my goodness, off the ladder, taking down Matt Jackson on the outside of the ring. That was absolutely incredible, the way he just walked along the ladder to jump and dive outside the ring. And now Christopher Daniels is going to take advantage of the situation though, although not if Pentagon Jr. has anything to say about it. Just moving the ladder from underneath him and now slamming down with a powerbomb. The action already fast and furious in this triple threat tag team ladder match. But Matt Jackson, let's see an action replay as to what Ray Phoenix did. Look at him running across the ladder rungs and then diving to the outside of the ring, taking him out with the axe handle. Incredible stuff. Now look at this, Matt Jackson swinging around, and there's a nice head scissors there by one half of the Young Bucks, and now a neck breaker incoming by Christopher Daniels. All 6 of these men are now within the ring, but as I've been trying to get out for the last couple of minutes in this match, things keep happening. But as I was saying about the G.O.D, they did get slapped with a $50,000 fine and they were banned from competing in this tag team championship match, but I don't think that stops them at this point. It's guerrilla warfare, and I don't think they give a damn about the rules at this point. I mean, you look at what they did to Moxley, you look at what they did to the Jurassic Express. They are here to send a message that the Bullet Club is forever, and that the entire AEW tag division needs to do what is best for the club. We've heard them say it on numerous occasions now. And now look at this, Matt Jackson swinging around, and there's a nice Hurricane Rana taking down Pentagon Jr. And Matt Jackson now finds himself the only man within the ring, or excuse me, the only man standing in the ring, I should say. And now Pentagon Jr. was getting back up, but Matt Jackson taking him down, and now Jackson is climbing. He's got his hands on the tag team championship. How are we about to see new champions crowned here as there's a nice Spanish fly on the outside of the ring? Oh, but wait a second, look at this again, and now Matt Jackson he's hanging above the ring, hanging onto those titles, and Pentagon Jr. slamming him down on the edge of the ladder with the power bomb. And there's a nice super kick by Nick Jackson and taken out from behind with the ladder right there by Frankie Kazarian. And look at this now, both the Young Bucks taking Christopher Daniels from behind and from the front, and now Daniels is dazed at the top of the ladder right there as him and Matt Jackson are going back and forth. The right hand catches Matt Jackson straight across the face, and look at this, oh my god, again and again. And now here comes Pentagon Jr. to get involved, and there goes Matt Jackson. Oh, but no, there goes Christopher Daniels as well from the top of the ladder. Pentagon Jr. doing a great job of eliminating the threat that was both the respective teams. And now look at this, Nick Jackson has his onto the title, but there goes Daniels as well. Both Nick Jackson and Daniels were at the top, they had their hands on the titles, and Pentagon Jr. managing to push down the ladder again. He is almost the MVP of this match, the amount of times he's saved his team. And now look at this, Frankie Kazarian is landing on Matt Jackson there on the top right hand side of the ring, and he delivers a bicycle kick, and there's a super kick by Nick Jackson taking down Pentagon Jr. There's kicks galore in this one. Now Nick Jackson on one side of the ring, there goes Matt Jackson, but Nick Jackson with the DDT on the edge of the ladder, taking down Kazarian. Holy mother of God, the holy you-know-what chants are raining around the arena, because they know, just as well as I do, just as well as you do watching at home, that this match is an absolute banger. Who the hell is going to leave Fight for the Fallen with the tag team championship? There's a backstabber by Nick Jackson. Right now, Jackson is rolling, but Kazarian throwing him to the outside of the ring. Now look at this, Kazarian German suplex taking down Ray Phoenix, and now SCU are the only team standing. But wait a second, here comes Nick Jackson again. Nick Jackson with the cutter. They were the only team standing, and now Nick Jackson, the MVP of the Young Bucks, taking down both members of SCU and taking down Ray Phoenix. And meanwhile on the outside of the ring, DDT by Matt Jackson as Nick Jackson retrieves the titles. The Young Bucks are the new AEW World Champions. The Young Bucks have done it. The Young Bucks are your new AEW Tag Team Champions. But what a triple threat ladder match that was right there. Incredible stuff. Look at that Spanish fly on the outside by Ray Phoenix to Christopher Daniels, and the constant close calls at the top of the ladder. But in the end, boys, there is only one top of AEW's tag team division, and their names are Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. It's about that time, gentlemen. It is time for more AEW Combine action in the final match of the quarterfinals taking place here at Fight for the Fallen. He's one of a kind. Here comes Rob Van Dam. See outside the arena, the sun is now set in Florida. It is dark out there, but the future is as bright as ever inside the arena for this Fight for the Fallen pay-per-view, because right now it is time for the Battle of the Frog Splash, as I've been calling it. Lio Rush against Rob Van Dam, and the winner of this quarterfinal match in the AEW Combine will go on to face Jay White in the semis. Came to collect. Here comes Lio Rush, the man of the hour. The man of the hour, Lio Rush, a man who is a hot favorite to go all the way and win the huge contract and officially sign with AEW at the end of this tournament. Of course, Cody Rhodes watching on, and before this pay-per-view even started, Cody Rhodes said he has Lio Rush as one of his favorites to win the entire tournament. And man, the future is already bright. The past has already been quite bright for a guy like Lio Rush, but imagine what the future is going to hold if he goes all the way and signs here in AEW. Of course, to do that, he's got to beat Rob Van Dam, beat Jay White, and then win the finals. So he's still got a way to go. But for Lio Rush, if there's anyone that can do it, it is him. But the question is right now for Rob Van Dam, will it be his final hour, or will Rob Van Dam, the wrestling veteran, get one final chance at redemption in his wrestling career and sign here in AEW by winning this tournament? It is all up for grabs right now. And Rob Van Dam right here, wait a second, no, not wasting any time in this one. Nice roll through right there. Sometimes that's what you gotta do early in a wrestling match, just a little feel out period to show your opponent what you're all about. And this is gonna be about as high flying and about as fast as it comes between two wrestlers. Now wait a second, nice counter there by Lio Rush, a nice counter to the Irish whip, and Rob Van Dam with the spinning heel kick. Now look at this, oh, nicely done there by RVD, a Russian, or excuse me, a Northern Light suplex right there, a different place in the globe, to Russian. Now Lio Rush right here as Rob Van Dam in the corner, and wait a second, he manages to get him off right there. Of course, RVD with the experience factor over Lio Rush, and Rob Van Dam looking to capitalize on that fact and that fact alone, but right there, Lio Rush definitely has the speed advantage. I mean, Rob Van Dam, he's fast, he's still agile at his point in his career, but Lio Rush is a much younger, much fresher competitor, and he's going to use that to his advantage. Big boom. Nice counter fireman's carry there by Rob Van Dam, taking down Lio Rush, and another counter. This is going to be a bit of a counter fest between these two gentlemen right here. And now Lio Rush, wait a second, he floats over with the power bomb to the outside sunset flip. Holy mother of God, this is going to be good. Look at the speed of Lio Rush. Now Lio Rush throwing Rob Van Dam straight into the announcer table right there, the international announce table, and slamming RVD on top of it as well. And now power bomb. Lio Rush, one of these smaller guys that is deceptively strong. He certainly will lift you up and slam you down. Don't make any mistake about it. As Lio Rush right here works down on the arm of Rob Van Dam, I'd like to remind you that this pay-per-view Fight for the Fallen here in AEW. Oh, hang on a second. He goes for the cover here, the first cover of the matchup, the lateral press, but a kick out by RVD. As AEW's Fight for the Fallen continues here, and this quarterfinal matchup in the AEW Combine continues, I'd like to remind you that this pay-per-view is brought to you by the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button now to never miss a future episode of this series. And now Lio Rush, wait a second, he's looking for something big. Oh, nice counter there, moving out of the way by RVD. And another counter there, slapping away the arm. And now Rob Van Dam, German suplex. Now Rob Van Dam, we've seen him do this a million times, and it usually pays off for him. 5-star frog splash, and just like that, thanks for coming, Lio Rush. Nobody kicks out of that maneuver right there. Oh my God, Lio Rush kicks out at 2.5. There are very few men in this wrestling business that have kicked out of the 5-star frog splash. He got all of it, but it was still not enough. And perhaps Rob Van Dam wondering what he has to do at this stage in his career. Has the frog splash lost its vigor? We don't know. Lio Rush certainly seems to think so, and now Rush is back on top. Now Lio Rush here has him caught. Wait a second. Oh, it slams him down with a reverse DDT. And oh my goodness me, now Lio Rush is going up. I said battle of the frog splashes. Here we go. Oh no, he doesn't connect. He lands on his feet though, and the drop kick catches him at the back of the neck. Lio Rush managing to use his wherewithal, realizing Rob Van Dam Dam got out of the way, changing his trajectory mid-air, landing on his feet, and then still getting caught with a drop kick right here. RVD still has him, mate. Chan, you still got it when it comes to Rob Van Dam, but quite frankly, looking at this match, I don't think he ever lost it. But Lio Rush looking to prove that it is his time and no longer RVD's time here in AEW. And now look at this, he's going to run off the ropes again with a big boot, aka the face wash as he calls it right there. And now Lio Rush looking to fly again through the skies, looking to put RVD away with the elbow, but he doesn't get it again. Now Rob Van Dam here, you know what he's going for, you've seen it before, rolling thunder. Now Rob Van Dam again, 5-star, no. Lio Rush with a counter, the double knees to the gut, and that may have just been the most clutch move of this match. Managing to turn the tide, and the frog splash from Lio Rush connects on Rob Van Dam as the referee into the cover, and Lio Rush advances to the semi-finals. It was touted as the battle of the frog splashes, and in the end, one man clearly has the better frog splash, and his name is the man of the hour, Lio Rush. Incredible performance by both men, but in the end, we now know the date with destiny will be Jay White, the Switchblade, against the man of the hour, Lio Rush. And what a match that one is gonna be. It was that right there, the double knees by Lio Rush, that really turned the tide of this matchup to allow him to deliver that right there. The frog splasher that's won in many a championship in the wrestling business, and right there, that may have been the biggest win of them all, beating a wrestling legend like Rob Van Dam. Incredible stuff from Lio Rush. It may be time for some of you to pay up here in AEW, because the man of the hour is here to collect. Who could stop the path of Cage, you say? Well, we found out a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite that there is at least one man on this earth that can momentarily stop the path of Cage, and it's the name of a young kid with a lot of heart in Darby Allin. Also, of course, with that being said, it has pissed off Brian Cage. He is a pissed off machine like we have never seen before, because he has set his targets on Darby Allin, and now it has come to this, a steel cage match here at Fight for the Fallen, to end this beef, to end this rivalry once and for all. And you notice, by the way, the absence of Taz, who normally flanks Brian Cage to the ring in any of his matches, but of course we saw what happened to Hikaru Shida at the hands of Awesome Kong at the start of the show, so I'm sure that Taz is seeing to Hikaru Shida's health and safety and making sure that his investment in Hikaru Shida is good after everything we saw earlier. So Brian Cage is going to have to go at it alone against Darby Allin, but I'm sure he doesn't mind too much, because in his words, he can beat Darby Allin and he will end and ruin his career just as he thinks that Darby Allin has done to him. And also, it's great to see Darby Allin here tonight, because he was supposed to be at our first pay-per-view of the AEW G Mode series, of course, Double or Nothing last month, but he was taken out by Brian Cage, and that's how Brian Cage found his way in and made his debut in that battle royal for the Dynamite Diamond ring, of course, winning it off MJF, and of course, we would later go on to find out that it was Brian Cage, the man who attacked Darby Allin, took him out and started this entire beef. And now, how fitting is it that a month later, this is where things come to an end. As the Cage lowers here at Fight for the Fallen, this one gets underway. Here we go. Brian Cage wasting no time, going straight after Darby Allin, a man who he absolutely despises and has no love lost for. It cannot be understated just how much Brian Cage hates Darby Allin after everything that he has put him through. I mean, really, Brian Cage was embarrassed on AEW Dynamite, losing this soon. This isn't something that Taz saw. This isn't something that Brian Cage saw coming. But of course, Darby Allin did win. It is in the record books with that roll-up pin on Brian Cage, scoring the ultimate upset. And he may have just, oh no, I thought he was about to get yet another upset right there, going for the cover early on Brian Cage, but a kick out of 0. And now Darby Allin, wait a second here, off the top rope, going for the spiral tap, but it doesn't connect. Brian Cage getting out of the way, and the boot takes him down. Now Darby, oh, he was going for the Hurricane Rana right there, but it was countered by Brian Cage, countered by the Machine, and now he's lifting him up and slamming him down. Just an easy example of the strength and the power that Cage possesses. So this is a great example of the speed and the agility and the heart that Darby Allin possesses. Look at this, he is still going in this matchup right here, and there's a big uppercut. Now look at this, both these men going back and forth with the strikes. One with the swiftness is each of these men, and now Darby Allin Hurricane Rana, just a little bit more swift than his adversary right here in this steel cage match. And remember, when it comes to a steel cage match like this one in AEW, there are only 3 ways to win. You either pin or submit your opponent, or you can escape the cage if you dare. But of course, that makes it even more dangerous, because imagine you're at the top of the cage, and either of these men, depending on who's up there, there, picks you up and slams you off the top of the cage. Then your match really is done. Now look at this. This is exactly what I was speaking about. Brian Cage was about to escape the cage right there, but Darby Allin coming in clutch from behind and slamming down the machine. Now Darby Allin, oh wait a second there, a counter by Brian Cage, just using his massive frame to push off the smaller frame of Darby Allin, and now he's picking him up right here. The machine has him exactly where he wants him. Oh my goodness me. And now Darby's looking a little rocked right here in this matchup right here at the hands of Brian Cage. Perhaps Brian Cage is going to get his revenge that he wanted, but not if Darby Allin has anything to say about it. Impaler DDT. Darby Allin was trying to escape right there off the back of that Impaler DDT, but Brian Cage not having any of it. Now Cage right here, but again, another counter by Darby Allin, a man who knows exactly what it takes to beat Brian Cage. But again, Brian Cage knows what it's like to win any match against anyone in this business. And now he's going for something here, going for something big. Another counter by Darby Allin, goes straight to the cover right here. The ref down for the count. He gets it. No, Rhea was managing to counter 2 count right there. She's on the outside of the ring. She doesn't want to be in here with these two men with the animosity between them, but she got a 2 count, and it was conjoined twins close. Oh, look at this again. Darby Allin is trying to escape the cage, but Brian Cage taking out the knee right there, taking out the back of Darby Allin, not allowing him to escape the cage, at least not right now with those incessant strikes. And there goes Darby Allin. And now the machine right here. Oh my goodness me. He just lawn darted him into the side of the cage. Jesus Christ. No regard for human safety. That's Brian Cage. He's trying to escape again, but again, Darby Allin's not going to allow it to happen. And after he took him out and cost him his opportunity at the Dynamite Diamond Ring at Double or Nothing, and after everything that has gone down between these two men in recent weeks, Darby Allin quite frankly refuses to quit. You're going to have to kill him if you want to beat him. That's who Darby Allin is. But again, another counter by Brian Cage right there, and Cage going for something, and there's a spinning heel kick by Darby. Oh, but look at this now. Brian Cage is pissed, and he gets caught with another drop kick by Darby Allin. Darby's going for something big, but another counter by Brian Cage, and here we go. He's going for something, and then again, Darby Allin is still rolling. You can hulk up all you want, it doesn't matter against Darby Allin. And now what the hell's Allin thinking? And oh my goodness me, Brian Cage grabbing the leg and bringing Darby Allin back inside the cage. He was trying to escape the cage, both literally and Brian Cage himself, but he cannot escape either cage. And I'm getting slammed into the cage, and he's busted wide open. Darby Allin sent flying down to the bottom of the ring, all the way from the top right there. And now Brian Cage, he's teetering at the top of the cage. And just like that, Brian Cage's feet hit the bottom of the floor, and the machine has done it. The machine has beaten Darby Allin at Fight for the Fallen. Look at both of these men were bloodied in that steel cage match. You've really got a feel for Darby Allin. He was so close, but in the end getting slammed into the cage and falling all the way from the top down to the middle of the ring. And in the end, Brian Cage gets the job done here at Fight for the Fallen. And as Fight for the Fallen rolls on here tonight, Brian Cage with a huge win, a huge bit of retribution against Darby Allin inside the steel cage, and a win for once here tonight for Team Taz. Because of course you saw earlier tonight, Hikaru Shida being taken out backstage after a double count out, a double draw right there in the AEW Women's Championship match by Awesome Kong. But we do now have a medical update on Hikaru Shida. She has suffered some bruises, and, you know, she's a little banged up, but she will be here this upcoming week on AEW Dynamite to respond to the events of tonight and to call out Awesome Kong once again, because I think she is not finished with you yet, Mrs. Kong. And so we look forward to seeing Hikaru Shida back in action and back on Dynamite as soon as possible this upcoming week. But right now, it is no longer about Team Taz, because we turn our attentions to the main event here tonight at Fight for the Fallen. Jon Moxley, the former AEW World Champion, against Kenny Omega in a 30-minute Iron Man match. And in an AEW Championship match that has been building since the very first edition of the AEW GM mode. Still the same old Jon Moxley, and I'm still itching to fight. So anyone in the back who is itching to take this title from me, be my guest. Because it doesn't matter who is left or who decides to try, they all end up the same anyway. Because to take this title from me, you're gonna have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. You're gonna have to show nothing but reckless abandon, nothing but blood, guts, and heart left in this ring after you have beaten me senseless. And even then, it won't be enough, because at the end of the night, I'll still be standing as Jon Moxley, your AEW World Heavyweight. Press back machine, that man right there, Kenny Omega is here on Dynamite. You've been real impressive ever since you came to AEW. Yeah, I remember the night very well. It was Double or Nothing last year where you came strolling through the crowd to come face to face with your old pal Jericho. And then, on the first episode of Dynamite, you attacked me and hit me with a paradigm shift through a glass coffee table. And I'm still feeling the scars of that night. Wounds that will never heal. And so, I think it's only fitting that on this, the historic night of the AEW roster reset, while we're both still around, I think it's time I gave you your receipt. So what do you say? That's just fine, Omega. I whipped your ass once and I'll whip it again 10 times over, but just know this. I said I wanted a fight, not a wrestling match, so I'll put my title on the line, but we're not doing this in the normal rules. This is gonna be a no holds barred street fight, and so we'll see by the end of tonight who will be the last man standing. Omega has him exactly where he wants him, and I think Omega knows just as well as the AEW fans know that we're about to see the crowning of a new world champion right now. I love Jon Moxley, I really do, but I just don't think he has what it takes to get back up in this one. Omega has played this perfectly. He has played a perfect game since the upstart. Since the beginning of this match, Omega has played this perfectly, and now Omega, oh no, countered by Moxley. And now Moxley, nice roll through here. Wait a second, there's a paradigm shift. He connects with it. He gets absolutely all of it. Red 4 reads to the cover off the paradigm shift again. And again, a kick out from Kenny Omega. Jon Moxley has Kenny Omega up for the top. Oh my goodness me. No, no! Oh my god, on the ladder with the reverse DDT. Or the reverse suplex onto the ladder. Either way, it's effective. And now Jon Moxley, here we go. The paradigm shift to Kenny Omega. And now Moxley. Rings the bell here on Dynamite as Kenny Omega running straight for Peter Avalon with the V-trigger already. Oh my god. Now Kenny Omega lifting up Peter Avalon. He has no idea what hit him after that V-trigger. The one-winged angel to Peter Avalon. Ref Aubrey into the cover here. Is this already? Kenny Omega beats Peter Avalon in record time. I was talking about his knees are still working and he's going to go from the skies. Oh, it doesn't quite connect. And now Kenny Omega catches it with a V-trigger. What an incredible V-trigger that was, and Kenny Omega's wasting no time lifting him up here for you know what, the one-winged angel. And now Omega into the cover here. Ref Aubrey counts it, and Kenny Omega yet taking his win streak to 2-0 here on Dynamite. Wait a second, no, he counters it into the paradigm shift to MJF. What a move, busted him wide open. Aubrey Edwards into the cover, Moxley with the pin, and Moxley retains the world championship. What a man. Well, if it isn't Kenny Omega. You've been on a real run lately, haven't you? A little bit of a winning streak? Well, that's somewhat impressive, but how about instead of being second-rate jobbers that don't mean a damn thing in my division, you beat me, huh? Are you forgetting the numerous matches we've had where I've beaten you, Chris, or did my V-trigger cause a little memory loss? Oh, you've always been real funny, Omega, but you've also been real talented too, and that's why I respect you. But it doesn't change the fact that you're parading around this sham of a winning streak. So you're challenging me, is that right? Yeah, you're damn right I'm challenging you, so what do you say, huh? For old time's sakes, a little throwback to Wrestle Kingdom 12, Alpha versus Omega, one more time. You're the last hurdle I need to jump before I get to the top of the power rankings and get back to being where I want to be. But Jericho, you're not the one to end this winning streak, because just like how I beat you at Wrestle Kingdom to retain my IWGP United States title, I'm gonna do it again tonight. Challenge accepted. Here we go. Accent. Oh, what a counter by Omega. Counter hit straight to the gut by Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho is not where he wants to be. One-winged angel. A one-winged angel to Chris Jericho, and Kenny Omega continues to win here on AEW Dynamite. Goodness me, and look who it is, it's Moxley raining down strikes on Kenny Omega. Oh my god, it's Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion is here. And now Moxley, wait a second, he's got him hooked here for the paradigm shift. Fine, I see you on this winning streak, and I took care of MJF a week ago, so you're now the top of this division, and I'm not waiting to be attacked or some crap. I've been watching you, Omega, I've been paying real close attention, and clearly you're becoming obsessed with the idea of beating me. So you want a rematch for this title? You got it at Double or Nothing. And I hate to jump to conclusions, I don't want to jump the gun or anything, but surely with the state that Moxley's in and the state that the challenger is in, it's only a matter of time before Moxley retains that AEW World Championship. Wait a minute, what the hell happened to our light? Oh my goodness me, it's Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. The Gorillas of Destiny are here in AEW and they're beating down Moxley. I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa beating the hell out of the world champion, and we know the history between these two men and Kenny Omega. These two men, once upon a time, a part of the same faction in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now Tama Tonga with the cutter to Moxley, and it's completely legal in a no disqualification, a no holds barred environment. Picking up Omega and they're throwing him inside the ring. And for goodness sake, as if the Gorillas of Destiny weren't already enough, now Kenny Omega is lifting up Jon Moxley for the one winged angel. It connects flush and the referee into the cover on Jon Moxley, and Kenny Omega is your new AEW World Champion. I cannot believe what we just saw here. Dare I say, it's the band back together. Gentlemen, it is time for the return of Jon Moxley. The last 11 days, I have spent every waking moment since I lost the AEW World title stewing, pacing, thinking, planning, wondering what my next move was going to be. But really, it was in front of me all along. I'm going to go to war with the Bullet Club, or whatever they want to call themselves, because I'm Jon Moxley. Whoa, calm down, Mox. Let's talk about this like adults. No need to act like a lunatic. Take a deep breath. Jesus, shut your damn mouth. I'm tired of hearing you talk. I'm tired of your games and I'm tired of your bullshit. So before I come charging through your two lapdogs here and hit you with a paradigm shift, I want you to understand that I'm cashing in my rematch clause at Fight for the Fallen. Except there's going to be no G.O.D, no club, just me and you. One final time for the AEW title in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Seriously, that's your big courageous announcement? You want to face the best wrestler in the history of the business, the best bat machine, the cleaner, in an Iron Man match? You really are a dumbass, Moxley, but okay, I accept. And now, here we go. It is main event time here at Fight for the Fallen, and here comes Jon Moxley. Entering through the crowd as only he can, looking to win back his AEW championship, and really a title for Jon Moxley that he never deservedly lost back at Double or Nothing when he was screwed over by the debuting G.O.D. But Moxley has gone on quote on many occasions to say that he doesn't give a damn about this war against the Bullet Club, because whether or not there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, it doesn't matter. He's going to end Kenny Omega here tonight and win back his championship. It's going to be much easier said than done against the best bat machine, the cleaner, one of the very best wrestlers in the world today, Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion. One thing that is going to be very telling here tonight, one thing that is already very telling in fact, is that Kenny Omega is entering this one alone. We discussed the fact this past week on Dynamite when it was Moxley versus Tama Tonga in a singles exhibition match. Would the G.O.D flank Kenny Omega to ringside and risk the idea of, being disqualified in an Iron Man match, which would give 3 points to Moxley, or would Omega enter this championship match by himself? And we know his decision now, which, I mean, say what you will about the action of Kenny Omega and the G.O.D over the last couple of months, you gotta respect this. Jon Moxley, it's about getting redemption after what happened at Double or Nothing in the main event, where he lost the AEW Championship because of Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. He's looking to finish off finish off Omega one last time in this Iron Man match. And on the opposite side of the ring, you got the AEW World Champion, has been for a month now since he won the title at Double or Nothing, and say what you will about it, you can't say that Omega didn't deserve to be a champion eventually here in AEW, and whether or not you agree with how he got it done doesn't change the fact that he got it done, and he has defended the title successfully a couple of times. But the question is, can he defend it one final time against Moxley in this Iron Man main event? We're about to find out. Ref Aubrey holds up the AEW AEW World Championship. That is what this one is all about. Moxley against Omega one last time here in AEW. The counter begins now. Here we go. And Moxley wasted no time in going straight after Omega in this match right here. 10 seconds have gone already as these two men are not going to hold anything back. And now Moxley, pushing him off right there, pushing Kenny Omega off with his boot, and again doing it. And now Moxley running through. Oh, nice cut there by Kenny Omega. Drop toe hold, getting him on the second row. Moxley now, look at these strikes. It's going to be back and forth between these men in this one. There is going to be no love lost. And look at these strikes already raining down. We're not even a minute in, and Moxley is unloaded. And now Kenny Omega with the headbutt right there in the right hand, taking down Moxley. What wicked strikes. No love lost, as I said, between these two. And now Omega looking to deliver the same move he delivered at Double or Nothing. Big drop kick on the apron. Now Kenny Omega on the brink of 2 minutes in this Iron Man match, looking to fly through the skies with the moonsault, which connects to Moxley right there. Going to one of the first covers of this matchup for Omega. Is this it? No, he doesn't get the count. So close yet so far. As many of you will know, Omega's had many famous experiences in Iron Man matches before, but so has Moxley. Both these men are ready for this match. Now Moxley from the second row with the Bulldog. Wait a second. Oh, nice counter there by Omega, managing to reverse whatever Moxley was going for, and there's a DDT taking him down. The AEW World Champion showing exactly why he still is the AEW World Champion. Now Omega running into the corner with a hip attack. Now look at this. Kenny Omega has his sights on Moxley, who is prone in the corner, and here comes Omega, but he doesn't quite connect with the knee. And Moxley managing to turn the tide of the match in his own direction now, and Moxley apron DDT. What a beautiful maneuver, a brutal maneuver on the hardest part of the ring, in case you didn't know. And Moxley's been delivering that a lot lately. He took out Tamatonga with it on Dynamite this past Wednesday, and now he delivers it to the head himself, Kenny Omega. Already we're just about to hit the 4-minute mark in this Iron Man match right here, but still 26 minutes to go. Now Omega throwing Moxley straight to the barricade right there. The referee's on a counter 6, but Omega doesn't give it down. Referee counter 7, spear through the barricade to Moxley. A fight for the fallen, and the crowd shouting, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is a brutal war between Bullet Club and Moxley." Now hang on a second, look at this. Moxley's down on the outside of the ring. Referee's on a counter 9, and Omega gets back inside the ring, and you know what this means. There it is, the 10 count, and Omega scores the first point of this matchup just about 5 minutes in. And now Moxley is livid after that when he is back up and he is back in the ring, but doesn't change the fact that Omega now has 1 point to his name in this championship match. And now Moxley, hang on a second, paradigm shift. The paradigm shift just about 5 minutes in on Omega. Moxley snapped, and he gets the point back in this Iron Man match. What a sequence that was. There was about a 30-second sequence right there. Both these men scoring a point. Omega getting 1 point via counter after the spear through the barricade, and Moxley snapping, hitting the paradigm shift. And now it is 1-1. It is 1 apiece for the AEW Championship, and Moxley is running into the corner. What a forearm into the Bulldog. Into the cover right here. Aubrey Woods counts it, and Omega kicks out at 2.5. Now Moxley, oh wait a second, a counter by Omega there with the right hand, went for the V-trigger and got caught with a clothesline, taking his damn head off. That's Moxley. Well, that is Moxley right there, and he is feeling it here at Fight for the Fallen. He has just won pinfall or submission or counter, however he wants to get that point. If he ends this match in 23 minutes at 2-1, then he will be once again the AEW World Champion. That's how this thing works. Although it's much easier said than done. You got 23 minutes to go against one of the very best. There's a reason they call him the best bout machine. That's because he is just that. Moxley ain't no slouch. He ain't no pushover. And now Kenny Omega, Irish whip from one side of the ring to the other. And what the hell are we seeing here? Wait a second. He's got Moxley up in that position for the one-winged angel. He got it on Moxley. He connects flush with it just like that. Into the cover goes Omega. The referee's down for the pin. Oh no! He kicks out at 2.5. Unbelievable kick out there by Moxley. This is what this feud means. This is what the World Championship means to Jon Moxley. Kicking out of a one-winged angel, the only man in the history of this business, period, not just AEW, that has kicked out of the one-winged angel. We saw it at Double or Nothing, and now we see it here at Fight for the Fallen. Moxley is the one guy that has Omega's number, but will he truly have his number by the end of this match? Not if he takes more moves like this. Bang! back suplex on the apron. And look at Kenny Omega. He is busted wide open, bleeding. He's got a crimson mask developing right now on him. And we're only about 9 minutes into this one right here. Still 21 minutes to go in this Iron Man match. Nice counter there by Moxley, neck breaker. Now Moxley goes into the cover right there off the neck breaker. 2 count, no, kick out. Oh my god, did you see that elbow right there? Busted Moxley wide open, but you know Moxley, he loves the sight of blood. He's actually happy to see himself bleed. That's who Moxley is. We've seen it on many occasions, and these two men love to make each other bleed at this point. It's just the relationship that they have in the squared circle, and Omega has Moxley caught again. Another one-winged angel, not too far removed from the last one, and Omega picks up the 2-1 lead in this Iron Man match. It is now 2-1 Omega in this Iron Man match with 20 minutes to go, as he went for something right there, but Moxley another counter, pushing him off right there, and Moxley crossbody raining down those fists. What an Iron Man match this has been thus far, and we still have a way to go, gentlemen. Look at Moxley's head. My god, this man is bloodied and bruised, and there's a knee straight to the abdomen of Jon Moxley, and Kenny Omega is rolling, and look at this, he's about to go for a German suplex as well, and wait a second, he hasn't even let go of the grip of Moxley. He's going for a second, and you know it's usually followed. It hit the rule of 3 in professional wrestling moves. There's the 3rd German suplex, and you could just tell by looking at the energy in these two men right now as we passed the 15-minute mark here in this Iron Man match, this 30-minute Iron Man World Championship match, that both of these men are physically spent, but they still got over halfway, or just under halfway now to go, excuse me. And there has not been a fall at all in the last 5 minutes. Omega is still 2-1 up, and currently Omega's sitting pretty. If he can get another point on the board, this one might be all she wrote. It might be all said and done. If there's one thing you people have learned about Jon Moxley over his entire career, and especially in AEW, it's that you can never count the kid out. You can never count out Jon Moxley. Nice counter by Moxley, by the way, and now he delivers the forearm and the kick to the gut right there. Counter by Omega, though. Tries to lift him up for something, perhaps another one-winged angel, but it's countered by Moxley. And now he goes from behind, and look at this. Those strikes are raining down again. And now look at this. The position embryonic to only one move. Moxley has Omega hooked for the... Oh, wait a second. What a counter by Omega. Moxley had Omega hooked for that paradigm shift, and what an incredible counter it was by the world champion. And now Omega is back in control here as we've just entered into the 12 minutes. DDT is getting down to the nitty-gritty now, gentlemen, and there's another counter again by Omega. Omega's setting into a different overdrive right now, a different gear, and now Omega's going for this again. We saw this about 7 minutes ago, and there's the back suplex on the apron. And you see the carnage already caused at ringside for that barricade where Omega speared Moxley earlier on, and that feels like it was forever ago now, but Moxley is still feeling the impact of that one. Now Kenny Omega throwing Moxley into the stairs right now. Omega has barely received a hit in the last 3 minutes. This is impressive. Whether you love him or you hate him, it's great from the world champion. Now Moxley, though, he's turned the tire, he's picked Omega up, and wait a second, he's gonna hook paradigm shift on the outside of the ring. The paradigm shift on the concrete on the outside of the ring, or at least the unprotected surface right there here at Fight for the Fallen. And what the hell is Moxley thinking right here? Wiping the blood away, and the ref's on a count of 8. Hang on a second, Moxley's getting back in the ring. Ref's on a count of 9, and I think Moxley just delivered a taste of his own medicine to Omega, and there it is. Referee counts out Omega. That was absolutely brilliant from Jon Moxley right there. A taste of his own medicine. We saw it earlier in the matchup, going for the B-trigger right there. Counter by Moxley again. That's exactly how Omega got the first fall of this matchup earlier on via count out to Moxley, and Moxley delivering his own medicine. Now superplex to the center of the ring, and with that decision by Moxley to counter Omega with that with the paradigm shift, it is now 2-2. It is all even heading into the final 10 minutes, and there's a bulldog in the shadow of the Fight for the Fallen side. What a match we have on our hands right now. We are getting down into the nitty gritty, and Moxley again with the forearm into the bulldog. Look at the amount of blood pouring from the head of Jon Moxley. I don't even know if he can barely see, but if Omega's in his vicinity, he knows exactly where he wants to hit. He knows where he wants to inflict the most amount of damage, and now Moxley's going up again. He's been relying on that bulldog a lot in this matchup. There it is, 9:59. We have entered the final 10 minutes of this Iron Man match. It is all even currently. Omega would retain the title based on this decision. By the way, you can't even blame Moxley for going for that bulldog a lot. I mean, look at where the cut, look at where the wound is of Omega. He's busted wide open as well. Now, wait a second. What are we about to see here? Oh my goodness. Kenny Omega has him. Kenny Omega has him. Another one-winged angel by the champion into the cover on Moxley. and he gets it. It's 3-2. It is now 3-2 in this Iron Man match, and Kenny Omega went for a big boot right there, but Moxley again with another count, and Moxley has 8 minutes to equalize the score and then pull into the lead. Goes for the big knee there, right, Kenny Omega, and he misses it. He lands on his feet with that maneuver right there. Kenny Omega with the knee to the gut, and here we go, Kataro Crusher. This is a different being, and look at this. He says good night, goodbye, bang. This is a different being in Kenny Omega right now. He has hit overdrive mode, and he has 8 minutes left to hold on, and he will pick up the 3-2 victory and retain his championship, but it's a lot easier said than done against a guy like Mox. That's a nice counter by Kenny Omega. Both these men bloodied and bruised from this intense Iron Man match, and now look at this. Both men are in that precarious position. Kenny Omega looking to go for this again. Superplex. A counter by Moxley, and he's lining him up for only one move. You know what? We're about to have a shift of the paradigms. Paradigm shift. He got it. He got absolutely all of it. Kenny Omega has been pinned. It's about to be the equalization of the scores. Yes, Moxley is now equal. This has been absolutely unbelievable, and these two men are still going back and forth right now. It is 3-3 in this Iron Man match with 7 minutes to go, and Moxley is still not done. Looks like he's kicking into another gear right now. Omega is on the outside of the ring, and oh my goodness me, look at the look in his eyes. This is awesome. Chance of rating. Moxley's flying into the suicide dive. This is awesome. Chance of rating around the arena here at Fight for the Fallen for this incredible main event, one of the very best main events we've seen in AEW history. Mox and Omega in their final battle here, their final war. Look at this, dropping him on the apron. This may be it for Mox. This might be where he pulls ahead in the final 6 minutes. And Mox has thrown Omega into the center of the ring, and look at this, he's ripping apart one of those international announce tables now, and this is about to get interesting. And Moxley now, he's picking up Kenny Omega and throwing him to the outside as you would have expected, and here we go. Oh, wait a second, a counter by Omega though. Counter by Kenny Omega, now bouncing him off the ropes here. Hurricane Rana into the cover, a quick pin right there on Moxley, and he counters it. He counters it. Look at that incredible move. He gets the reversal. No, I thought for a second right there that Moxley was about to pull up the shock lead in the final 5. And again, another counter by Omega on the apron right there. Action has been fast, furious, and downright brutal in this match. Again, another counter by Moxley, another counter by Omega. Look at the blood that is on these men. This is what it means to Kenny Omega and the AEW Championship. These men will do, they will stop at nothing to win here tonight. Look at Moxley, he'll stop at nothing. He will stop at no reckless abandon. He wants that AEW World Championship back, and gentlemen, we have just ended the final 5 minutes here at Fight for the Fallen. The question is, in 5 minutes, who's going to be the one holding up that AEW Championship? If this continues, it's going to be Moxley. What the hell is this? Oh my god, Moxley's about to use that announce table. Kenny Omega has no idea where he is right now. Moxley hooking the arms for the paradigm shift through the announce table. The paradigm shift connects through the table to Omega. And now really all Moxley has to do is throw him inside the ring and get the cover. It is all over now. And now here we go, entering the final 4 minutes. Moxley's about to pick up the decisive fall in this Iron Man match. No! A kick out by Omega. A kick out by Omega. How the hell is the champion still alive? How? I don't freaking understand it. Look at the spirit of Kenny Omega. Bloodied and bruised. He's fighting for the Bullet Club, fighting for the boys, but Moxley is fighting for his wife. He's fighting for his family. He's fighting for these people against Kenny Omega right now. We are down into the nitty-gritty, gentlemen. And here we go. We're about to see a one-winged angel. No. Moxley with the bloody right hands to the head of Kenny Omega. Another counter after counter. And look at this. The strikes are raining down. As we enter the final 3 minutes, it is 3-3 in this Iron Man match right now. And if the scores stay as they are, Kenny Omega retains. That's a champion's advantage. If you get a draw, you retain the title anyway. But Mox is doing everything he can to get that final pinfall here. 2 minutes 49 are on the clock, gentlemen. It is 4th quarter, game 7 right now. Moxley can ill afford to make a mistake. But again, oh, Kenny Omega with the clothesline, sending Mox to the outside of the ring. 2:30. Are you feeling the pressure right now? I can only imagine what it's like for these two men. Now Omega throwing Moxley back inside the ring here, and the knee straight to the back, slowing things down because he knows he needs to stop the momentum of Moxley. And look at the slap right there. And now Omega, oh my goodness me, we're about to see this again. Look at the cut on the face of Kenny Omega, and you better watch the clock. Do you even have time to risk something like this right now? Apparently you do, and he's going for it anyway. The apron powerbomb to Moxley. The apron powerbomb, 1 minute 50 on the clock, and throwing Moxley back inside the ring. Here we go. And now Kenny Omega looking to fly through the skies, but no, a counter by Moxley. Here we go. Oh boys, do you believe in final last minute shots? Oh wait a second, a counter, and Omega with the clothesline taking his damn head off. And look at this, how poetic is this, throwing up the too sweet over a bloodied Moxley. This is exactly what Omega envisioned before this match even began. DDT. And this is it, Omega pulls into the lead in the final minute. It's 4-3 for Omega. No, oh, he kicks out again. And we are now in the final minute of this 30-minute Iron Man match. Moxley is on a last-ditch effort right now. Can he pull into the lead and win the title? And I think he's about to do it with this move right here. The final paradigm shift. It's about to happen. No, clutch counter by Kenny Omega. He lifts up Moxley. One-winged angel. The one-winged angel connects on the 30-second mark, and Omega into the cover on Moxley, and he has the lead. It is 4-3 to Kenny Omega. It's 4-3 to the champion in the final 13 seconds, and he's in control now. 10, 9, 8, 7, and look at Moxley. He's down, and Omega knows he has just successfully 3, 2, 1. Doesn't matter about the final pin, because Kenny Omega is still the AEW World Champion at Fight for the Fallen. What an unbelievable Iron Man match that was. 30 minutes of wrestling brilliance. 30 minutes of the final war. The club against Moxley, but in the end, John Moxley does not beat the club. The club is forever, and that is certainly the best for the club, because Omega retains the AEW World Championship. And I don't know who's gonna be next to try and best the club, who's gonna be next to try and go toe-to-toe with the club, but you better bring your A game, because Moxley brought it all, and even that wasn't enough. Kenny Omega is still your world champion.